important if me can help plenty people. In my life is just me, my own security. Then me don't want it. My life is for people.
Are you a rich man? Do you have a lot of possessions?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life.
Love, prosperity, be with us all. Jah, Rastafari.
I started off really not knowing, other than feeling I want to know who he is, I didn't have any other plan really. So I just started talking to people, and I talked to about 80 or 90 people in the end, of whom about half of that number I think appear in the final film. And so every person I talked to gave me another little bit of who he was, or another little portion of his life or whatever. And I was piecing it together very much as the viewer is, as they're watching the film, hopefully they're piecing together an image of him and an impression of who he was. He is almost just an icon now, because people don't know that much about him. And yet, along with Che Guevara, he's probably the most popular kind of image for kind of the youth, and has been for, you know, since I was growing up in the late 70s, early 80s. You know, he was an icon of rebelliousness then, partly because of, you know, his enormous good looks, but also because of the association with kind of being anti-establishment, being a marijuana smoker, being sort of a rebel.
All the way from Trenchtown, Jamaica, Bob Marley, come on!
Yeah, this is my identity.
It is mentioned of in the Bible that there shall be a music that all people shall play and dance and sing with. What other music could that be? Reggae.
I wanted to make a film where, you know, as I said, it was about the man, and no man, no woman is without their flaws. But I believe that actually, once I had learned everything about him, and once I'd learned about his flaws, I actually liked him more by the end of it, because you can relate to someone who is flawed in a way that you can't relate to someone who's a perfect image. But I think his flaws were that he was politically naive. Because he was a Rastafarian first and foremost, he was a very religious man, and he didn't believe that politics was important. He got himself into all sorts of scrapes, like playing for the president of Gabon in Africa, his first African concert. You know, as a man who believed in a return to Africa for all the African diaspora peoples, to end up going to Africa the first time and playing for a dictator, President Bongo of Gabon, was pretty ironic. I think that's the reason why he was shot. Bob was a sort of attempted assassination on him, where he got a couple of bullets in his arm. That was again because he had been so naive about politics. So that's one of his flaws. I think another one was that he was a womanizer, but not a womanizer in the way that you think. He wasn't kind of a sleazy guy who was going up to everyone. Women just adored him, and they adored him because he was gentle and because he was quite shy and because he was enormously sexy and a big star. And so they sort of flocked to him. But he was never faithful.
I was the one that he would call to get women out of his dressing room. I became his guardian angel.
All your parents do is smoke and play music. Nobody wanted their children around us.
The most important thing culturally that was happening in Jamaica at that time was Bob Marley exploding onto the world stage.
There was that sense that he's about to be massive.